And here we are at Dia Beacon, the contemporary art institution as part of the Dia Art Network, founded in 1974 by Felipa de Menil, of the Menil family of Houston? Unclear. Anyway, yeah, it's the 50th anniversary of Dia. We're here to look at some contemporary art and, of course, see what merch we can find. Come with us. You're watching Peak Merch. Sanganangungzi, huh? What do you think, cuz?
I think it makes me uncomfortable, but I will sit with the discomfort and maybe change a little bit.
And here we are, we found our way into the room of Koara, the artist famous for simply commemorating dates, moments of personal significance, historic significance. It goes on and on. Now my travel group knows that I'm not a huge fan of Ohm's work, but nonetheless, here we are. And one of these dates here commemorates the opening of the Dia Beacon gift shop, so let's keep moving. And as we're here at Webster's giant beeswax piece, walking around the piece, the smell is divine, wafting into the nostrils. Is her beeswax available in the gift shop? Again, these are the big questions. We'll find out. And of course, amid these great masterworks from some of contemporary art's largest luminaries, we must wonder, is there any 50th anniversary merch for Dia? Unclear. It's unclear from walking in, but this isn't that kind of place, you know, minimal, classy. Yeah, we'll see what we can find. And here we are trying to climb up to the top of Arena, where you are allowed to climb the artwork. It's a rare place where you're actually allowed to climb the artwork. Most places you're not. And yeah, this woman down here is afraid of heights, so she's on the third step. But I've got some cousins a little bit higher up too, and I'm gonna join them in just a second. Will there be a model of this in the gift shop? Time will tell. We'll see.
Part of Dia's mission is to, quote, help artists achieve visionary projects that might not otherwise be realized because of scale or scope. So again, if we look back just at this gallery here with the artist Rita McBride's work, just the scale of this building in particular allows for these larger scale works to be realized. Scale or scope shows up in other ways as well. So Dia Beacon is one of what we call 12 sites and locations. Locations are like Dia Beacon, so it's similar to like a museum. You show more than one artist. Is anyone coming up from the city? Perspective matters. Where your body is situated to a piece of art shifts your experience of it. So from where you're standing, get out of the way, take a moment just to take in this work. Let your eyes take in the whole form. You can also let your eyes take in some details if you're able to pick them up.
And here at McBride's Arena, we have a new first for Peak Merch, modeled by the Peak Merch Travel Companion, and that is art as merch. In fact, you can get one of these cutouts of the Arena piece and roll it up and take it home with you and deconstruct it. There's instructions on the back, it looks like, and you have your whole scale model at home of the Arena superstructure that we just looked at. So there you go. Art as merch, merch as art here at Dia Beacon. Pretty cool. This, my friends, is the definition. This is what it's all about. This is, in fact, Peak Merch.
About art, ownership of an artwork, or your own body of work as an artist, and what agency does that allow for an artist? So a lot of her work, including a number of works in this show, she owns. And she talks about what does that afford an artist to own your own work. Right? A lot of times people think the artist's goal is to sell, sell, sell. But what does it mean if an artist holds on to their work? What does that? Huh?
Poverty.
It could mean poverty. That's interesting. Anything else it means beyond that?
I think of merchandise, like the posters behind us, and the idea that you could take the cutouts home with you and make your own scale seems to connect to this idea of ownership somehow too.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. So what he's referring to is that poster behind us, which is new for this showing. It's the first time. And that kind of ties in with this idea of ownership. So this work is her best known. It was something that a lot of institutions were interested in acquiring, and she resisted for many years. And part of it is she thought of this work, she says, like it's like a lab experiment for me. And so what happens, I'm still having fun with it. I'm still exploring it. It has this sort of patina. If you come closer, it's not pristine. When you have people sitting on it, climbing on it, touching it, it's lived. That's the way I like to think about it. It's had a life. And she talks a bit about that in her practice. And she said if it comes into an institutional or even private collection, what would happen to this work? Right? Yeah, then it's not arena anymore, right? Especially, or you might even, if it's in a private collection, you might not even see it. And for her, that was like exactly sort of opposite of what this work means for her. Recently, she agreed for Dia to acquire it a couple of years ago. And it comes back to the beginning of our conversation that we are very artist-centered. So we are clearly okay with you guys sitting on it. We encourage you if you feel comfortable. She's thinking now beyond. How is this work going to live beyond even her as an artist? So we want the public engaging. We've had a number of public programs bringing in other artists to engage with this work. So if you're interested, I think we have one coming in August. It's something called Blind Dates, where an artist, not chosen, hence the name by the artist, comes in and leads a public program around this work. And it's the first Saturday of the month, so I encourage you to do that. So she's interested in how other artists and people can take this work beyond her. And that's where this brochure comes in. I'm just gonna hold it out here, just to give you the lay of the land. These are all the component parts of Arena. The center text I'll get to in a moment. I'll turn it around. Mine is starting to. On this side, it has all the columns up to this last half of this last column here. Talks about all the different showings of Arena in the last 27 years.
David, you're a recipient of the Peak merch, free merch in the Art Museum. We've never seen this before. How do you feel?
It's life-changing.
There you go. And shout out to the Dia Beacon docents who are hanging out and standing by with actual rubber bands for you to wrap your merch up. I mean, listen, folks, you can't make this stuff up. Well, somebody did, but I can't make this stuff up. And I'm just grateful to be here. So, here you go.
Thank you.
And as the whole nature of this work is based on community and community engagement and collaboration, it makes sense that the merch would be free. Were we to charge for it in the merch of Arena, it would be betraying the whole thesis of the piece. So form follows function here. And yeah, we're here for it. You know who'd really love to live in a Richard Serra sculpture? Shrek. Can you imagine? Instead of... Yeah, it's like an onion. Instead of an onion, Shrek would just live in a conceptual work. And then he would finally be taken seriously by others beyond Fiona and Donkey. Lord Farquaad wouldn't even know what to do. So, anyway, thinking about Shrek here at Dia Beacon with my friends. Shrek. That's not Shrek. That's Cousin David. And once again, we notice merch bringing people together. And after a thought-provoking afternoon of art, we are ready to enter the Dia Beacon Cafe, Bookstore, and Gift Shop. We'll see what we can find. And if you are a bigger Ohm fan than I am, Dia Beacon, the Dia Art Foundation rather, has a limited edition of 250 of this CD box set. Ohm recording 1 million years past, documenting days in his life. And it looks like on the 10th anniversary, Dia organized a live reading of 1 million years by Own, grounded in a new recording. So, yeah. Installed paintings. It's hard to see what they're actually recording, though. So, anyway, pretty neat if you're a collector. They also have this anthology second edition from 1970 of Lamont Young's An Anthology, it's called. That's the founder of the Fluxus art movement. So a lot of really cool, unique publications here from Dia, of folks they're showing elsewhere. And of course the great Joseph Beuys is represented as well.
On Koara, 1966, only $60.
Not for me. And just a few more things here. We've got some Dia umbrellas, some Dia Beacon posters as well. and some Dia notebooks, moleskins actually. Those are pretty nice, good for sketching. This Introduction to Dia book is pretty cool. It's going to give you the locations and sites of all the Dia locations, and this is also pretty cool. Once a year they do this Upstate Arts Weekend all through the towns like Catskill and others, and there's a sale on books if you're looking to get some this weekend too. So yeah, we're here July 20th, so pretty cool. Of course, how do you take merch home from a place that's designed to be site specific? Well, you could take it home in a tote bag. So not Dia Beacon specific, but Dia has some nice tote bags. They also have these nice bucket hats here, and some caps as well. So plenty of options. These magnets as well, fair game. So there you go. That looks like most of the Dia specific merchandise, but I'll still take a look and see what else we can find. Well, that's going to do it for our trip to Dia Beacon. Not a big gift shop, but the museum itself provides some merch, so still a lovely day. Grateful for family, grateful for friends, and grateful to you for tuning in. This has been Jus, and you've been watching Peak Merch. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye now.